what happens to the people within the health system. So, for example, you would hear comments to say, okay, we moved to a new hospital and it's new in terms of the physical space and the equipment and that sort of thing. But the people, in terms of the health professionals, and of course, I'm not referring to all of them, but you move the people from the old hospital to the new hospital, but the service is the same or worse, because that's a whole different ballgame in terms of the people, the training, the level of customer service. Because if we talk about accessibility, we all know what happens when you get to the emergency room currently. That's the reality. When you get to the emergency room, you're there 3-4 days on a chair, and that's the reality before you can even be being attended to. I have had situations where we've taken residents to the hospital and 2-3 days after they cannot find them where they are in the hospital that they were taken to 2 days ago and would be there for 3-4 hours to do that. So I'm concerned in terms of how does UHC, or is there a border, or is UHC also going to operate and work with, for example, the level of customer service or the people or the training? Because yes, we have the medication, we have everything, but the accessibility when we get there is something else.
Customer satisfaction is a problem. We know that. Not only in the health sector, it's a thing in St. Lucia. I saw a guy just recently placed on the social media. He went somewhere and this customer service was so good that he actually had to take pictures and everything and do video recordings, etc. We started under UHC mass customer service training, and we realized that is something that has to be continuous because people change, people leave, and others come in. However, we need to change it from the homes, the way we raise our children, the way we educate our children in school, the type of persons we take into the health sector. So in other words, when we choose people to do medicine or to do nursing or to do pharmacy, we should not only focus on the grades. The other things we need to take into consideration, okay, what we call the softer skills, the level of empathy. So you can get a student who's very academic, with lots of in biochemistry, in biology, chemistry, physics, maths, etc. But the interpersonal skills or the level of empathy is very poor. They get another student who get a B plus. But because they're so empathetic, they're so kind, they love to assist others, they would be a better fit for that profession. Whereas the A student might be better working in a lab with tubes and not necessarily be in the forefront. Yeah? Now, what I'm getting at is that we note the need to look at the way we pull out children or young people to guide them into careers. Because then we realize that it's changing. And sometimes who we used to be before or the person's empathy is not there all the time. So we are aware of that, and that's something that's brought across. And hopefully, when we work with the selection at different levels, Ministry of Education, the nurses, all people that go and study, and even parents, try to educate your children to be empathetic. Okay? Let them do things. Help them help the elderly. Let them go to the hospital and visit others. Because people used to do that before. So instead of having the children stay in the house all the time or bring them out other places, let them help the less fortunate. And when they do, it is something that they can actually put in their CV to show that they're actually kind and they're compassionate, because that makes a big difference. But we know it's a lot of work and we have to continue doing it. We've developed a manual as well, which we shared, but it has to be something that's continuous, because we realize that some people, they have to get the training all the time, and they should have measures in place to have some level of disciplinary action for persons who keep on not doing what they need to do. Now, I understood you mentioned, I will also allow Dr. Ned, when he speaks about the customer satisfaction, because there are other things that contribute to poor customer satisfaction. Sometimes people feel overworked and underpaid, because what's happening that you have brain drain. You have persons in other countries that are poaching on our staff, and the staff are going to greener pastures. So if I'm supposed to have 5 of us on a team, and I come the following weekend, it's 3 of us on the team, but the work is the same, obviously my good morning would now move to like morning, and before you know it, I'm enraged, I want to eat you. You understand? Because my staff that was 5, that we just shared the work, as now 2 have gone abroad. We have 3 of us left, but the workload continues to increase. So then it's a situation where it really takes a really kind person to continue smiling, but some of them flip, yeah? But I'll allow Dr. there to tell you when he presents how we can help persons regarding compensating persons for this and how we will allow for roping into some extent human resource that we need for help, because we cannot deny the fact that people are leaving.